I should be live on YouTube at the moment, on Twitter, and on LinkedIn. So if we could get this straightened away, then we can start conversing with other people. So, do you know how to just go, you know what, here, let me see if I can give you the link myself. 1 second. I believe if you just go here to my channel, you'll find what you're looking for. I believe. Let's see what happens. It should be live at the moment. And let me give you this. That should be the YouTube link. Am I live on Twitter? That's working. All right, so this is working today. Am I also live on LinkedIn by some chance? And if anyone can tell me if I am live on YouTube, because I can't see any of this stuff while I'm broadcasting to you. Oh, I guess I am. That's interesting. So I think there's some sort of a YouTube thing going on here. And is there a chat? I hope there isn't. It's disabled. All right. That's interesting. So I think there's some sort of a YouTube thing going on. All right. So from what I can see, YouTube has like a 4 or 5 second delay, which I guess doesn't matter. Right? Because they're going to hear my answer 5 seconds after I hear their question. So the 5 second delay on YouTube's probably not bad. If you're in my live trading room, right, if you're in here, there is no delay. There'll never be a delay in my room. So there is some latency if you're watching this on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, LinkedIn, any of those. But the latency will come out if you come to the free trading room. All right, so we were discussing something interesting. You had just shown me this article, right? So let's look at this article again. And in this article, from what I've seen, looks to me like NFT trading volumes have collapsed 97%, right? And then if you go down this list, look at this. The further you go, the more you see, earlier I was able to look down the list further. The more you see collapses of lots of companies. Collapse, collapse, collapse. That's happening right now in NFT companies all over the place. DM you? Yeah, you got it, buddy. Can I DM this user? Yes, I can. Cool. You know what? Text me. Trend, text me because right now we're live on YouTube, so what you type will be seen live. So I'm going to delete that. Send me a text on my phone, okay? Gotcha. Private. So send me a text, young man, and then I'm going to tell you about your article. It's an interesting article. Nice. So I'm being told by friends that I am live. So thank you last night, Vaughn, for coming over and helping me set this up. Love you, kid. So far, so good. The IMs are no longer invisible. So don't IM me, people, while we're doing this on YouTube. Otherwise, you're IMing the world. All right, so let's get back to your article. So in that article, it basically shows that the volume in NFT trading, crypto, you name it, has dropped. And here's what everyone must realize what's going on. How many of you have been around since before 2001 and were trading before the dotcom bubble? How many of you were around before there was an internet? Okay, so get this. If you recall, and the internet got released to us from the United States government in 1994. March of 94. It's like March 11, 1994. I'll never forget. It was, wow. Somewhere, March 11, somewhere right in that week of 94, they released the internet to us. What's the internet? Nobody knew, right? What happened next was companies started coming out of the woodwork and joining the internet. Now, here's how, when I tell you that I understand the internet more than a lot of people think, here's why. The internet came out in March of 94. I started my first website in November of 94. I was already on the internet. I've always been on the internet since. And here's what happened. The internet came out in 94. No one really knew what to do with it for the first couple of years, 95, 96, 97. People started to come online, but here's what would really happen. Let's say you wanted to search on the internet for bottled water. You search for bottled water, and where you end up is at some disgusting porno site, because the internet, what they were doing was they were allowed to put anything that they wanted as search words invisible on the backs of their pages. So any of those search terms, if you thought of them and wanted to go to a site that might have sold bottles, you ended up on anybody's page that had bottles in their search terms, right? So their keywords were invisible, written on the back of the website, and that is how we used to do searching on the internet. And what started to happen is the internet became a nasty place where you couldn't trust anything. No matter what you typed, you went to the wrong place. It was disgusting porno everywhere. You had no control for your kids. And the dot-com bubble started because companies came out of the woodwork and started creating companies, and then Wall Street started giving them money, and these internet companies were worth nothing, never made a dime, didn't even have a good plan, just wanted to be on the internet, called themselves dot-com, and we had our internet bubble. And here's what happened. Finally, after 94 to 2001, the internet grew, and finally reached the peak, fell apart, dot-com bubble, crashed out. All the companies that couldn't handle it went by the wayside. And what happened next? From 2002 all the way till today, the internet came back stronger, better, faster, with rules. Great companies, Google, Facebook, all the smart companies came out, and it excelled from there. What you have going on right now is that same thing in crypto. Crypto came out 8 years ago, whatever the number is. It got really popular 5 years ago. It went through its melt up. It reached its pinnacle. Everyone went crazy throwing money at it that shouldn't have, and it broke. Boom, 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 boom. It is doing just what the internet did in 2001. It will come back. Blockchain is going to come back better, stronger, faster, smarter, with regulation, and it will be the biggest thing anyone's ever seen since the internet. That's what's going on right now. We are in a transition period. We've seen it with the internet. We know that's what's going on with blockchain. So we've already got the model. We don't have to guess. That's what's happening with crypto and blockchain. So if you didn't recognize that article that you sent me, that's what you sent me in a larger picture. Just watch it happen. And it's happening before our eyes. We're having our meltdown. And it's the 2001 dot-com bubble for blockchain. So I thought I'd explain that, and I promise you that's absolute. That is just what's going on right now. YouTube is noisy? Oh, what do you mean by that, Neil? Thank you for the help. I'm going to listen to the YouTube and see what I'm hearing. That's just what's going on right now. Oh, I hear that sound, that fuzz. Oh, what do you mean by that, Neil? Thank you for the help. I'm going to listen to you. Yeah, I hear that. All right, so let me write some notes if you don't mind. So fuzz, a buzz or fuzz on YouTube. Oh, I hear that sound, that fuzz. Oh, what do you mean by that? Thank you. Can you guys check? Yeah, I hear that. All right, can you check the other social networks for me and tell me if you hear clearly there or not? Oh, so Neil, you know what I'm talking about. Thank you. I did beta testing basically my whole life until I finally stopped doing it for people. Yeah, I know all about that, man. I'm a computer geek since I was born. I literally I literally beta tested this industry from paper and pencil into transitioned them to computers and then finally online. So I know all about that. All right, so Fuzz and Buzz on YouTube. What else do we have? Share URL for LinkedIn. Let me see if I can help you with that. All right, so Oscar on LinkedIn. I don't know for sure what to give you. Hold on a moment. I'm not sure what to give you here. You know, in a way, but I think it's here to stay. I think countries will adapt and adopt their own digital currency, and that'll probably legitimize the whole idea behind digital currency. So I'm trying to figure out how to get you there, kids. Where's my personal feed? Ah, here it is. This should be the LinkedIn. And then there's also Twitter. And I will be on Facebook, but not yet. I have to unhack my Facebook. Alright, so where was that YouTube I was watching? I want to make sure I can keep my eye on it if possible. That's not YouTube. There's my YouTube version. So if I can see myself in some way, at least I know if I'm messing up for you guys or not. Oh, there it is. All right, so anyway, yes, that article that you showed me, in my opinion, that's what's going on there. Now, what happens on YouTube if I decide to show a chart? Is that possible? Let's just do a random 20, whatever's on 20. You guys are not seeing that chart. Okay, interesting. So it's not a screen capture. Oh, maybe you are seeing the chart. It's delayed. You're seeing a chart right now on YouTube? Sorry, guys, I'm just learning how to use my system. Is anybody looking at a live chart right now on YouTube or on any social network? You're seeing the chart. Thank you, Neil. All right, so what I have to do is figure out what you're seeing and what you're not, so that as I slide stuff around, I can make sure that you guys, we have a nice class together. All right, so you can see the chart, you can see my quotes, you can see the chat room and the two views, right? This is going all right. This is better than I was expecting. Now, the only problem I think I have is anyone trying to speak to me social network-wise, I'm never going to see any of it unless they come into the trading room and speak to me. Oh, Cal, you can see me on Twitter. Now, can you hear it? Is the audio okay? So Twitter is okay so far. Okay. And, oh boy, I'll try clicking on it. I don't know what this is going to do to us, though. I like these experiments. This is me live on Twitter, huh? Sick. I'm digging it. Now, is there audio on Twitter as well? Let's see. So far. Yeah, there is. Dig me, finally streaming after all these years. So Twitter is okay now. Is it fuzzy? Let's listen to Twitter. Not as fuzzy, but there's still a little bit of fuzz there, huh? How do I get back to my chat room? Okay. Here it is. Well, the delay's not... Here's the thing about the delay. It's delayed on your end and mine, so it's actually in real time 5 minutes delayed, 5 seconds delayed. So there's a delay on Twitter. Audio is low. Delay. So for what I have for Twitter is it's playing, but the audio is low and there's a delay. And on YouTube we had a buzz, right? Buzz. How about on LinkedIn? We saw that LinkedIn was okay actually. Well, this is pretty cool. So anyway, for the people who've never seen it before, I sit in this live trading room with my friends, the OMNIacs, if you will, from all over the world, every day and night of our lives. This is what we do every day, every night, until one of us doesn't get up in the morning. Sooner or later, one of us isn't going to get up, God forbid that day, but I don't think it's going to be me anytime soon. I'm a pretty healthy guy. In fact, I did my push-ups this morning. I think I hit about 60. Wasn't that many. I was wimpy, but I did my push-ups. All right, so being that you can see a chart, I want to go look at what happened with that Russell chart. Russell should have been somewhere up here, yes. So, the outside reversal didn't work. Oh, look at that. There is a key thing that does work here. Now check this out. So we were looking at an outside reversal day, right? Which is this day. This day didn't exist. Let's delete. And we were looking for a four-legged bottom, right? So you got your four legs here. Let's get this line out of there. I don't know what it stands for. Erase. So you've got your four legs here. All right, let me just give you your arrow. 1, 2, 3, 4. So expecting that that could be a four-legged bottom, then we have to let today happen, right? So today happens. And you go, well, forget about that being a four-leg bottom because now I've got 5 legs there. Unless you run up all the way today and get out of this box somehow, that is no four-leg bottom. What it has turned into, if you ask me, is 2 things. Check this out. One, you've got this issue right here. What happens every time the market meets this average? Boom. Boom. Right? What happens every time the market and this average come together? Well, they just came together. That's not good. And if you ask me, now that this new bar has been put in, the one that did not exist last night when I did my analysis, hoping or expecting the four-legged bottom, we add today's bar in and forget about four-leg bottoms. You've now got this. Look, we now have a, let's borrow this flag, please. We now have a flag here. This has morphed into, right before our eyes, a 5-day bear flag. I say we're in some trouble, kids. Right there, right? Stops at the average, turns into a flag. So we negate that whole thing about a four-legged bottom in Gann if, in fact, we settle lower today. We go right back to thinking that this is a bear flag. The bear flag should produce a downward move. So that's what I will be looking at, kids, once this day comes to an end. Let's put this back where it was. And that's where our issue is. Pretty cool, right? Now, did everyone just see me work on that chart? Cardinal, you didn't see me work on that chart. Oh, on YouTube, by the way. You wouldn't have seen it here. Neil, you see me work on that chart? Perfect. All right, so this is how I was supposed to start my streaming life, and it ended up just being us in a room together. Finally, I'm branching out a little bit to the other networks. But, you know, I literally started 2006. I was already on YouTube when I don't think Google even owned them yet, or Google might have just purchased them. I was already on YouTube. And I have been posting steadily, almost every day since 2006. And a lot of people who do what I do have come and gone, and we're still here, kids, pumping this stuff out. I mean, It's pretty good. Even today, as ugly as it seems, if you watched the video last night where I said buy dips, and if you look at the market, but what did we do? We got in on a dip. It rallied 30 points. We took our 30 points. We sidestepped the market. Doesn't matter if it goes down today. Who cares? We made money buying. Isn't that insane? You remember the 2008 videos, Young? 2008. In fact, I started them in March of 06. I think I started my first YouTube video in March of 06. Yeah, I'll bet you remember, Trent. Yeah, I remember that. I also, for a while, and you could ask any of the people that used to hang out with me, I was getting death threats from European bankers. I kid you not. I mean, some of them were serious about it. The OMNI was annihilating bankers in Europe because they were trading against it. There was this whole thing that was going on when the 2008 crash started. Nobody wanted to believe that Analysis and Oscar was dead right, or OMNI, was dead right about the market call to drop all the way to 668. And I kid you not, I had European banks that were fighting with me, that were trading against me, that were buying as much as they could to even try to run me in. I kid you not. And some of these people were threatening my life, and I was just laughing at all of them. You know what I mean? How you literally threatened me with physical violence? I mean, seriously? Please come down. You better have a machine gun. Anyway, I mean, I dare one of these morons to actually come see me in person. I'm actually the real McCoy. I'll beat the shit out of somebody. You know what I mean? I'm not one of those guys that thinks he's tough on the internet. You come here, I'll knock your teeth out if you need it. So anyway, I'm like, are you guys threatening me with violence? Why don't you just get on the right side of the OMNI? What is wrong with you? Why aren't you getting short with the OMNI? And they used to do stuff like this. Banks every now and then from Europe, if I had a, no, not the bigger banks, of course. These must have been medium banks or whoever. If I had a bad day, if the OMNI had a bad day, the phone would ring, or the doorbell would ring, and there would be somebody outside with like 50 pizza pies. And what they would do is they would order stacks of pizza anytime I had a losing day and send them to my office. So, to try to insult me. But at the time, I used to have a lot of people working inside, outside, in the office, working grass, you know, doing other landscaping. So when the pizzas would come, I'd go, wow, I'd do it on camera. I'd go, oh my God, you guys sent this pizza just on time. And I would take out a slice and bite it right in front of them and then give it out to all the workers. The idea was to try to insult me, you know what I mean? Oh, Oscar had a losing day, here's some pizzas. I'd be like, whoa, perfect, I got workers here. Thanks, everyone. So it used to really annoy them. Because I wouldn't play their game. I'm not going to fight with you. My OMNI's working well, and you guys are on the wrong side. And if you want to send me food to insult me, that's not going to insult me. There's lots of people to feed here. So it was an interesting time during the 2008-9 crash. Now, I know there were some of you in my trading room that would remember that action that used to take place. I had a lot of people from Europe that would call me and say, Oscar, I'm a little concerned about you. And I would say, you know, don't listen to that. You can't actually really threaten somebody if you own a bank. You can make, you know, idle threats, but you can't send people out to kill other people if you own a bank. These things aren't going to happen. The banks aren't mafia. So I was like, I'm not worried about it. You know, I mean, come on now. But they were seriously having trouble with me. Instead of just getting on the side of the OMNI, which never made sense to me that they would go against me. And it was a group that started when I started. They were working with me in my trading room, and then they tried to create their own trading room, and that didn't go well, and I don't know. Anyway. I used to have a lot of trouble in the beginning with crazies. So, Young, you wanted to know when I moved to Vegas? 2007, October of 2007. Right when the crash was imperfect, it was just starting up. Everything was rosy when I got here, and it was just starting to go off a cliff. Which, you know, was really cool. We called the markets correctly with OMNI. You know, listen, I'm not going to pull any punches. I'm always honest with you guys. After September, after 9/11, you know, I was a guy with 3 houses, a sports car, a membership on 3 exchanges. Life is good. 2001 happens, and life's not so good for me anymore. My business is wrecked. The exchange is wrecked. Money, stuff is missing or gone from my safety deposit box under the trade centers. Life is just not what it used to be for me after 2001. By 2008, I was limping along to the point that I probably had $300,000-$400,000 in debt that I was using to pay my clerks who worked for me on the trading floor still and other entities, and there was no money coming in, and I was paying them out of pocket, and so I ended up in huge debt. Then I called the 2008 crash, traded it all the way down, traded it all the way back up. Omni went crazy, and by the time from 2007 when I moved here to 2009, not only did I clean up my debt, I bought 5 properties in total, cash, out of pocket, bang, and had a great life. Thank you, Omni. Thank you, Crash. Changed my life. That really happened, though. Kid you not. Thank you to the Omni. It said, Oscar, the world's about to change, and if you pay attention, your world will get better. So literally, when everybody was getting killed, I came to Vegas. Everything exploded. I called the markets right, and I was flush with money when everybody else was running from property. So I was able to cherry pick properties. I mean, it was just not a bad 5-year run for me. So, Young, you wanted to know when I converted to using my own Omni signals? I would think about 4 years after giving out my Omni signals to a bunch of traders on the floor who would come by towards the end of the day. Oscar, shake my hand. Hey, Oscar, you did great today. Great numbers, Oscar. Love you to death. Make sure you give them to us tomorrow. And I would have a losing day that day. And I'd go, well, how come they won using the Omni and I lost? Why don't I start using the Omni? Eventually, I started to realize that the Omni's smarter than I am. I was a kid. I didn't know better. And of course, I matured to realize that nobody's as smart as the market. The market is always right. The chart is always right. The market is always right. If you think the market's wrong, go back to the rule number 1, where the market is always right. And once you start learning little things like that, you realize you're not right, the market is. You learn to jump on its back and ride it like a horse or a bronco. And things get a little clearer, a little easier for trading. Now, I will admit, I'm still the same knucklehead today that will send out really good analysis to you guys, and I'll still have a losing day. But let's just leave that off to the side. Every now and then, I still overshoot. I still do the stuff I did when I was a rookie, but only every now and then. Anyway, I don't know how long I'm allowed to live stream without getting in trouble, but I'm just going to let this go and see what happens. Excuse me a moment. Live at Oscar. Hey, what's up, Ben? So was there just a moment of silence on YouTube, or were you able to hear me speaking? You weren't able to hear me. So if I mute the microphone, YouTube mutes as well, correct? See, what I have to find out is YouTube grabbing, like, I've got 3 microphones in this room. Is YouTube grabbing one, and I think I'm muting another, and you guys will hear what I'm saying? I've just got to safeguard all of us from something stupid happening. YouTube does mute. Thank you, Neil. Really appreciate your help on this, Neil. All right, so the idea is to try to get people to show up after finding us on social networks, to show up in the trading room where the latency is gone, and we can, it's easier to interact in here than it is over social networking. So now let's experiment just a little bit. Being that I've got this streaming happening right now, and I would like to show you guys something else. So let's say I wanted to pull up a different chart. I don't know, anything. Let's pull up a chart of anything. 20. Let's move it over here. Now I want to know if you can if the screen changes from my chat room to a chart, because I am going to try to click on what's called a different scene. So, right screen. That wouldn't do it. That does do it. Music live chat. Metastock. Facebook, YouTube. Alright, so I'm not seeing how to show you my right screen. So I guess anything I do, I gotta drag over to the left screen. I'm just thinking aloud, kids. So if I want to show you something cool, we can't light up this, or can we? Oh, we don't want to click on that. Let's not do that. Alright, so I'm not quite sure how to light up. You see center screen. What does that mean? I'm not sure what you mean by that, Neil. So what I was trying to do is be able to jump between show you this screen, show you that screen. This way I can move charts around. So I've got to figure out how to create another scene on the right. Oh, you're looking through that? I got you. So you're looking through this camera. I'm waving to you right now. Is that correct? Perfect. Perfect. Thank you. All right. So if we wanted to set up a chart over here, let's call it the Nasdaq. Just to have any chart at all. And if I go, now I'm going to drag a chart over to that left screen, and you should be watching a chart in 5 seconds. Bear flag. Yuck. I don't know what to call it. It's here, it's there, it's somewhere right here. This has something to do with it. Oh, I was already thinking that. Look at that. I had an invisible pole already sitting there. I already had that in mind, didn't I? Yeah, that's Nasdaq. Oh boy. So now that you're looking at the screen, now of course I can cool. Alright, I'm liking this. So now you guys on social networking can spend your day with me and the Omniacs. Of course, though, if anything really important's going to happen, I'm going to mute the microphone and just tell them, but that's the way it works. Got to be my trading room. Now, interesting to say, I'm back. Oh, I see. You couldn't see anything but the chart. I got it. I'm trying to see from your point of view. Wow, we're getting ready to make another new low in S&P, huh? Look at that. Now, I wonder if there's a pause. Like, how do I pause all this social network stuff and then continue? I wonder if there's a pause button. So, mute. Hold on a moment. Might have to put on my trusty binoculars. Woo! I'm not sure. I don't know what that means. So I don't know if I can pause this or if I have to stop the stream completely. It'd be interesting if I can pause it. Now here's another thing I got to worry about. If I play music in the background, I'm dead. I'm going to get knocked off all the social networking. So I've got to set up a scene where during analysis time it's only the chat room that hears my music. If you guys want to listen to it, because when I do analysis, I have to have music on. Yeah, it's starting to look ugly, no doubt. So now there's got to be another way where you guys can see the chat room and the quotes. Because what I don't like is I've got my chat room on top of my half my quotes right now, right? That's not good. That's not going to work for me. So I need to be able to show you the chat room on one screen and my quotes on the other. All right, let me write that down. Need chat window and left screen at the same time. This is good. I'm getting all kinds of good notes for how to fix this up. Yeah, pretty ugly, kid. Nasdaq's really starting to go. That's what we were just looking at, wasn't it? Isn't that Nasy? Yeah, it's really starting to go. Nas looks ugly. And, look, we're just about to take out the double bottom now. See that? It's just about ready to take out this double bottom here. And it's a flag. Pretty nasty. Alright, so now I gotta remember from reading emails and all that good stuff, it's on a different window. Alright, so where's all that stuff coming in? Alright, move all that over here. That has to be thought about. Okay. 1 second, just make sure my buddy is okay. I just read an email that makes me think he texted me. Yeah, basically is what it did was put the fourth bar in. I was hoping that they would pull some kind of 4 or 5 days up, you know, nice little call a 4-day GAN bottom. We get 4 or 5 days up, smack it harder, but they don't want to let up on this bad boy. They're just pushing that S&P. Look, new lows S&P, new lows Nasdaq right now as I speak. New low down, new low trending, new low YM. Russell is almost there. Damn. And somehow we made money being long. Go figure. How did we work that out? So I can tell you where we're going to go next. I mean, I was all geared for the downside. Omni's the one that told me I had to look for the upside today. I would rather have sold, but I don't ever fight with the Omni. Never, ever. So now we're getting new lows, fresh new lows across the board. Look, just lighting up with new lows all the way across the board. New low after new low. All right. We'll have to wait till tonight. At least now I've got proof. I don't have to worry about the double bottom. I don't have to worry about again four-legged. Should be good hunting tonight. You might as well. Ain't nothing else to do. I wouldn't take a position here, right? You can't sell in the hole. It is 2 o'clock. We have plenty of time for a fat rally to sell into. Sit tight, kids. See what happens. Maybe we'll get a fat rally to sell into later. So being that let's see, think about it. Yeah, had we gotten long a second time, we'd have been stopped in S&P and or Nasdaq, because I also had a Nasdaq trade. So that means I can be short if I wanted to, because not only would we be stopped, we're miles for the stops. Right? Let me just make sure I see this verbatim. It's in my back pocket. Today's analysis. Had we gone anywhere near a Nasdaq trade, stop would have been 112.39. We're at 111.14. That's way through the stop. And had we been in S&P, the stop would have been under 36.50. That's way through the stop. So yeah, I can take a short today if I want one. And we'll see what happens. So diet soda. I know you people in Australia right now are saying, Oscar, don't drink that diet soda. It's bad for your kidneys. I know. You only live once. You only get to go around this merry-go-round one time. You gotta do the things that make you happy. All right. Can you guys hear me? I should be live still. I don't think the stream has ended. It still says live. Alright, we're going to have to figure out another way. I either have to make this smaller. I need my quotes. This is in my way. This is not good. It's rolled up to a spot I can't get to anymore. Alright, we'll leave it there. Okay. It's fine. Alright, so now at least I could see more of my quotes and still have everything going on here. $28.4, huh? I have projections written down. Let me see. Where did I put those? Maybe it's on the chart. I wrote them down somewhere. I'm gonna have to see. The problem I have is I'm not. These charts aren't named. They're all numbered. I have to try to remember what's on each chart. It drives me insane. I don't know where the tranny is. Maybe it's here. I don't know. Is it here? Where's the tranny? Come on, show up for me. All right, we'll guess that it's going to be here. Let's try this. Oh, yeah, there it is. All right, we filled the gap. All right, so instead of a projection, let's do the simplest form of analysis in the world. Let's just see what the low will be here, if it gets here. All right, this is 101 textbook simple analysis. But let's see what it does here. What price is this? All right, so 11.5, something like that. And I'm only basing it on what I'm seeing in the past. So here's what I'm saying by that. Let me see if I can get this whole chart to focus for us. All right. So all I'm looking at is this. I'm saying, well, we're stuck inside of these red lines, right? Well, it goes like this. It's the bottom. It's the bottom. Top. And heading towards the bottom, right? So let's just be sensible and go, all right, somewhere down here is our projection. So simple projection. A simple kindergarten projection would be here. And that puts us at about, I don't know, somewhere in the 11.5 area. So that's what I would kind of do just for now, without actually going into my calculations and doing OMNI and, doing it right. Simple, you're going here easily. That's more. So if I type in caps, maybe people can actually read it on social networking. I don't know. I'll leave it in caps. S&P. Nasdaq as well. Not rush yet. And what else did we have on chart 4? How's that British looking? I think it was here. 6BZ. No, it wasn't here. I had a really nice looking British pound chart set up. Maybe it's here. 6B. Not here. And there's the fallacy of not knowing what chart's what. Maybe it's on here. Alright, there we go. Wow, like that, huh? Even on the weekly, you're nowhere near those lows. How low is this? Nowhere near. This is 120. Jesus. I don't even think we can find when it was down this cheap before. 103? Let's load more years. Let's see how far back this goes. 6, BZ, 22. Let's go back as far as we can go. When's the last time we were? How do I do a trend line backwards? No, there's no way to do it backwards. No. There is nowhere. I'm all the way back to 2000. We're nowhere near. We're at 140. All right, price 140. Forget it. I don't think it's been here as long as I've been trading. What about quarterly? All right, let's try this. Quarterly. But let's go. Well, I have 30 years. Let's fall back, so let me go. As far back as we could go is 2002. All right, it's about the lowest we've ever seen it, kids. I don't know. Look at all the fresh new lows. Look at this board lighting up like a Christmas tree. And it's 220. And there's no way I'm going to put us in unless we get a fat rally, or I'm just waiting for tomorrow. I can live with it. So, check these out. A neighbor, I saw these in his house. He was going to have a yard sale, so I kind of grabbed them from him before his yard sale. These are solid brass spurs. I mean, solid, heavy. It's like 5 pounds in my hands right now. And my friend cuts hair at, well, he owns a place called Cliff's Haircutting Corral. And over the last 50 years that he's owned it, people from all over the world bring him memorabilia from the West. So he's got stuff from Wyatt Earp. I mean, you name it. If there's an important figure written about from the West, he's got some stuff in his museum, which is also where you get your hair cut. So I figured I'd bring these to him. The guy told me they're worth $400 or $500. I don't know. I'm just going to give them to him. But they're really nice. 2 sets. There's one for each boot. Anyway, I'm going to bring them to Cliff's as soon as I need a haircut. Any news? What's TV Land saying these days? Anything at all? Now, can I get in trouble for... Can I get copyrighted for playing television in the background? No, right? Just music? Guess we're going to find out. Let's find out. Let's see what happens. I'll be thrown off all these social networks as of today. Huh. No volume. TV's not saying a word. What's that about? Huh. There's no volume. Try changing the batteries so we get. Please pop them out and put them back in. Come on now. What are you fighting back for? Oh, no volume. Interesting. So while all of this is happening, it takes the volume away from my TV speakers. Or is the box dead? Oh, the box is dead. Let me reboot this thing. Reboots, baby. See if it comes back to life. It's getting worse by the second. I don't know what the deal is with that guy. He's not working correctly. Alright, let's try a different remote. There are 2 remotes, 2 TVs. Let's try this one. Oh, no wonder why we got a bad battery. Oh, I see it now. Look. Battery explosion. We have double A's. Triple A's and double A's. So last night when my buddy Vaughn came over, I sent him a picture of this box of equipment I purchased. So when he came here, I said, hey, I bought that Stream Deck. And he went, yes, Oscar, I know. I've seen your box. And I went, slightly sus. I don't know. I don't know where this is going, but let's change the subject. I don't know. Just thought I'd mention it. Careful, those spurs will break my glass tabletop. Just check my emails. Jason sent us more. Very nice. And caps. Not bad. Price 36.11 I got out tonight. Alright, that's been answered. Anybody else? Alright. What's not gonna happen? So, do I scalp into the close? I don't scalp. I mean, I spent my life as a scalper in the pits, but from a desk, I try not to scalp too often. Although I'm free to do whatever I please today because we're out of any OMNI trades. I'm just amazed that somehow we made 30 points being long today. I mean, look at the carnage. Nasdaq's down 420. YM down 620. Somehow we made 30 points being long early this morning. Oh, it almost doesn't make sense, right? Talk about taking profits at the right times. I would say, though, if you get a fat rally, you sell it and expecting lower into the close. But you need a 20, 30 point rally from you. Even the S&P. So for people who are listening on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, wherever you're finding me, if in fact you want me to continue broadcasting live, because this is what I do every day for my private trading room, and now I decided to just go live streaming. If you would like for me to continue doing this, if it matters to you at all, write to me in some way, come to my site, Live with Oscar, send me a feedback email. If you could get me a message in some way and tell me yes or no, no, Oscar, don't bother streaming this, it's kind of not for us, or Oscar, this is kind of helpful. We dig hanging out in the live trading room with you. If you give me yay or nay on either of those, I'll figure out if you guys want me to do this or not. Yeah, I've tried every trick in the book. Wait and see. Well, I'm going to continue and we'll see where it goes. Unless you come in the trading room, though, you can't actually interact with me. You know what I mean? You can see me, but you can't speak with me unless you come to the trading room. Maybe more people will show up in the trading room. If you've got questions, if you want to talk about charts or markets, come join me in my live trading room. It's free. There are no credit cards, no nonsense. But I can't be keeping up with messages on 5 social networks, watching live markets and running my live room all at the same time without breaking concentration, right? So I prefer to just have to chat in my live trading room on all the social networks, and this way we can all be in one spot to discuss markets. So I don't think I'll be setting up chat rooms on any of the social networks because, how much can I look at once? The idea for me is to always be staring at this, right? And it's not just this, it goes down. It's all my stocks, it's all kinds of stuff that I follow. Wow, look how red this board is. Look how ugly this gets. Yo. Yeah, I could use a little help, of course. I'm trying to figure all of this out. But yeah, I need somebody to make it tighter for me, if you will. And the set behind me, maybe we got to fix that. And I don't know. We'll figure it out. I don't know if I like that camera view. I think that needs to be straightened out behind me a little bit. I don't know if this should be here. I don't know what to do. I'm concentrating on markets. I don't care about the rest of it. Oh, you can see that stuff? It used to be full of all kinds of cool stuff over the years, but I've kind of moved it around and put it in other places. We do have this, though. We never, ever go anywhere without this. Very important that we got our Omni snake oil. Without this, you'll know I'm a liar. You rub this on and you don't realize I'm a fake and a liar and a thief. This makes all of that go away. Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm always here. Stream is good for sharing, pause, delay. Anyone can join without logging in. Okay. Now, I can pipe in the audio, but YouTube's going to go crazy on me. So is everybody else. If I pipe in music, I'm going to get us all in trouble. So during analysis, I usually let you guys listen. I've got to set up a system where it only shows the chat room and doesn't broadcast anywhere else, which I think I've already set that up here somewhere. see if I understand that. So, Dan Lawson. Oh, that's interesting, Neil. All right, so as far as the year-end projections, we're starting to get to a spot. So I mentioned that on my wall, up in the studio where we film the YouTube videos, the nightly ones with the whiteboard. When I wrote the projection down where S&P is supposed to get to, I also wrote this area, if below this area, will negate the call for the year. Now, I write that every year, but it's never actually happened in 15 years till this year. I think in this year we might be approaching the spot that makes me have to negate my year-end call. Now, I've been making this year-end call forever, but on YouTube for 15 years, ask any of my YouTube followers. Omni has nailed the year-end call 14 out of 15 years in a row. Just amazingly. This year, believe it or not, still has time to get up there. I mean, I would think that that's an insane thing to think could or would happen. But we haven't breached the level where I have to negate the year-end call completely. We're getting there, though, I will. So I don't remember exactly what the level was because I wrote it down in January. But I will look upstairs today and find out what level the S&P gets to, closes under, stays for a few days, tells me to totally negate my year-end call. So that, I hope it doesn't happen. It hasn't happened yet in 15 years. Oh, yeah. Hey, T-Mac. I remember you, T-Mac. So the markets are really getting hairy. I think people out there are going to need my help. I think streaming to everybody I might be able to save a lot of people this year. Because yes, we were hoping for the upside. Reality is the downside, and that gets dangerous if you don't have somebody keeping you in check, you know. I'll help keep us all in check. I will say this, ask anybody, any of you traders who have been with me since, like T-Mac saying, 2007-8, I destroyed these markets during that crash. I mean, me and Omni just beat these markets up like you have never seen and took all of our OmniX through it together. So we're starting to get some hairy downside, you know. Let's see what happens. Oh, so I see. No, I don't know if it's possible. Young, I don't know if it's possible to show that. I have a scene set up that I can show it to social networking. I don't know that my chat room would allow me to broadcast it in the chat room itself. I mean, it does have a whiteboard. It's got some kind of a whiteboard in it, but, you know, bring that up to me in a couple of days after I've practiced a little bit. We also need to discuss OmniCamp. You got you and your buddy, right? It's starting to get a little close. So I will, by the way, I was totally in your corner this morning, whether I mentioned that to you or not. Next camp is November 10th. No, you had a buddy that wanted to come out. I've got 3 other people, so I got to start getting you guys together so I can make my arrangements. You know, one of the things I've learned to do is I don't cross bridges till I get to them. I do not fret. I do not worry. I do not look at this brick wall coming at me if it's 3 weeks away and worry for 3 weeks. I literally deal with it when I get to it. I'm always prepared, but I'm not, you know, OmniCamp's coming. Yeah, I know people want to come out. I don't know. I like to deal with stuff when they get close. I drive people crazy because they want to know about camp, you know what I mean? And me, my personality is like, camp is like 8,000 trading light years from now. Why even discuss it? But I realize we have to. It's on me, not you guys. All right, so September, October. See how cool this quote board is? Look, it tells me what's going to expire. So I never have to get caught up in a rollover that I don't know what's going to happen. How cool is that? I created this quote board. It does all kinds of great stuff. I could create a chart. Let's say I wanted to find out about Bitcoin. I could go instrument lookup, delete the instrument. I can go instrument details. It'll tell me everything about it, what it's worth, value, how much per point, when it opens, when it closes, the yearly high, the yearly low, you name it. Check this out. It does all kinds of stuff. I can pop a chart just like that. Boom. I can trade right from here if I wanted to. Or the coolest part about this chart, about this quote board I ever created, I am used to, before the markets went electronic, if you want to trade S&P 2 lot, 5 lot, whatever, you would write S2 ESM 19 MKT market. When you trade now, you got to pull up one of these crazy price ladders, right? You got to get this, and you got to put your orders in, and blah, 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 and you could screw up, and what if you hit it here and you didn't mean to, and it places an order? So I told them, no. In the heat of the moment, I want to be able to go like this. Sell to ESZ market. And I have an order just like that, and I can sell them at market. So I created all kinds of fancy stuff on this quote board. It's really, really cool. I could, any size chart, daily, tick chart, anything, pull up the whole option string on it, grab a price ladder, a trading ticket, times and sales if I want to see every tick. Did I miss a trade? Is there a place where I had an order in and it should have been filled? By the way, I spent my life using this called times and sales, checking all the time, every price, to make sure that when I was writing with pencil on paper, holding point and figure charts, that I had every tick. So every day is to painstakingly go through every one of these ticks to see if I missed anything. I don't miss doing that. So yeah, this quote board is capable of all kinds of great stuff. Depth of market, I mean, just everything you can think of. Even weather I can pull up if I want, or place contingency orders, and a synthetic OCO stop loss. I mean, just all kinds of crazy stuff. None of it, I barely use any of it because I could care less. Even over here, if you look here, you can get, I could even bring up a ticker and just have like a ticker on here. Look, if I want to put a commodity in, I think you just type it on this one. This thing's pretty cool. I used to use this back in the day when it mattered. However, it's not allowing me to do an input. Whatever, it doesn't matter that much. Anyway, that would be like a ticker. The prices would go by. There's quote boards, times and sales. Let's see. I think I have weather in here as well, if I remember that. Use charts. Weather report. I made it where if you're a grain trader, you have the weather. Basically, there's everything you could think of here. Very cool system. Tailor-made for me. And I don't use any of it. There's no need for it. I'm very simple. I use simple stuff. So we just got up to 36.33, right? Let's go look at that for a moment. ES, what did you do? Well, the TV is working. No battery. Did you get up to 40? Get up to 40, that sure did. Interesting little rally. Sugar, when does that expire? October, November, December, Jan, February. Wow, it goes all the way to March 23. Jesus. There's nothing else after October sugar until March the next year. These guys are going to roll September, October, these. Ugly flag, kids. Ugly flag. Ugly flag. Let's go to the bonds for a moment. Like here, maybe. Let's see, theory. Bonds. 12. Come on. Show yourselves. Huh. Bonds. Well then, that's the new one, huh? I haven't seen bonds this low in years. Dear Lord. If there's a problem with that. So M. Heliz says, the only reason I am still in doubt to subscribe to your paid service is that I am from Europe and a lot of your service comes in at night when I'm asleep or at work. Just wanted to let you know it's not about mistakes or otherwise. And you know what? We all have that same issue. So there was a time where I worked on the trading floor. Markets closed. The last one to close was the stock market at 4. And basically, unless you wanted to do aftermarket trading, it was done. You went to bed at night and you slept. Right? You got your butt up in the morning, you got to the exchange, things picked up, you were busy all day, and you got to go home and sleep. Then we became electronic, and I've got a lot to do with helping the industry get there. Some of it's my bed now. Well, being that we're electronic, we have connected the world with trading. And guess what the markets could care less about? The markets could care less about human sleeping habits. They don't care about us humans at all. So now that we're global, it's a big issue. We have to just be ready. If a market is going to set up at 3 in the morning, you trade at 3 in the morning. Because guess what? It's not 3 in the morning in Europe. It's not 3 in the morning in China. The markets do not care what time it is in your country. When they set up, they're global. They run 23 hours a day. When it sets up, and that's that. Well, 24 hours a day now if you're talking non-fiat, right? Crypto trades 24 hours a day, never closes. The fiat stuff closes an hour a day. Barring that, so what I normally tell people is, you're in good hands with me because I'm awake on that lookout tower. So I know you guys sleep at night. I don't. You see that. I send you flashes all night long if necessary. I type in the chat room all night long. I kind of find my cat naps between 7 and 10 in the morning. And then I get, cat naps, and then I get with it again. Because you need to sleep at night. And here's how I look at this. Imagine we're all marching. Let's go to Vietnam. Let's go way back. Let's go to the Vietnam War. Right? People before my time. And they're all marching in the jungle. And we've been marching for 24 straight hours, and everybody's tired, right? Marching. We get to a spot, we see this big old lookout tower. Everybody's going to go to sleep around the bottom of the base of the lookout tower, but someone's got to go up on that tower and pay attention. Because if the guy up there isn't paying attention, everybody's sleeping, it can be wiped out. Well, I am the guy on the lookout tower. You can go to sleep at night. I promise you I'm there. I will make sure when it's my shift that I'll send you the flash update when the time comes. You can sleep. You just have to make sure that you've got your speakers turned up loud. And that's what I tell everybody. I am your point man. Don't sweat it. I'm there. I am on the lookout tower making sure we don't get ambushed. So you can sleep. But that's about it. I just figured I'd throw that at you. Entirely up to you how you want to handle that. But you've already got a babysitter for those positions at night. All you have to do is listen to the bells. You have to listen for this. I'll show you. What you want to be listening for is this. Which you can mute it, and you can have it read out to you, which is even crazier.
Flash update ZWZ19. This is a sample flash pop and not a real trading recommendation.
How crazy is that? You can even have it read out to you if you want. So anyway, that's the sound that you wait for when you receive those flash updates. It's basically going to tell you exactly what's written in here. Right, here's where we got in, 36.81. We took profit at 37.11. It'll tell you what's in that box. So if you get a flash update from me and it starts ringing, and you panic and close it, we've sent you a Discord. It pops up on a Discord channel, which is right here. So you'll also see the flash updates in Discord. You receive that pop-up box. We send out an email and a text, and it lands here on my site all at the same time. So you really can't mess this up unless you try to. You almost have to try to mess up. Can I get an English woman's accent? I guess. I don't see why not. But if you want to start doing things like that, I'm not the guy you should be. I'm not the website you should be coming to. So yeah, Mr. Helitz, there's nothing else we can do. We're captive to the markets. You have to get up and trade, otherwise, So you can try to just trade the day sessions, and sometimes, you catch the trade. But I find by the day session lately, it's taking the trade for a second time. And a lot of times, second times are not good. Had we taken this trade for a second time, we would have been choked on it. Right? So, oh, I see what you're saying. How do we change that? Oh, am I allowed to make that change? Let's go look. I see exactly what you're saying. Let's go look at this. Here's my YouTube channel. Can I do anything about it? There's got to be a way to fix this. There's got to be a way to correct that issue. So, this is marked not for children. I know where to do it on a regular YouTube video. You go here. And I would come down here and say, it's not made for kids. But I'd have to do that each and every time. There's got to be a way to save that. So now that won't happen, but it doesn't do you any good because it already lit up. So in the live stream itself, there has to be a way to do this. There's got to be. Let's go look. There has got to be a way to do this. Stream. View activity. Public, private. PPR mode. No delay. Closed captions are off. Analytics. Stream settings. And if it's not in here, there's no place for it to go. Where would you edit these settings? Huh. I'm not allowed to change that here. Huh. How could there not be a spot for this? Are you people kidding me? First of all, I don't know why this would say this. Save. Maybe that will do it. I don't know. So now we have to go back to my live stream. Well, maybe that helped. I don't know. It should. All right, so I think I may have fixed that notification. I gotta write that down too. On YouTube. When on YouTube. How to make all broadcasts. list of chores to figure out this social networking. Wait, let's think about that. There's got to be a way to do this. In my channel settings, there's got to be a way to do this. Set your channel's audience. Yes, no kidding, but how do you do it? Or at the video level. No, let's do it at the channel level, okay? I get you. Let's see what we can do, kids. Go to my YouTube. At the channel level. Your channel. At the channel level, I should be able to customize. And now, layout looks like this. Dashboard settings. Let's try that. Channel. Doesn't allow me to do it there. Advanced. Oh, yes. Allow views to clip. Yes. Alright, I think I can change it right here. Set this channel. Save. Nice. Alright, from now on you will be receiving notifications. Alright, channel. United States. Advanced settings. Do you want to set your channel for kids? No. Link account. Don't show potentially inappropriate words. Allow viewers to clip. Manage your YouTube account. Alright, I think I did it, kids. I think from now on it'll go out automatically and it will not show up as for children. Alright, very cool. Close. Hey, thanks for telling me about that. I think we'll be okay now. Well, there's more changes to be made, but that subtle change has been made. One of these is actually still a live view, I do believe. Which window's got a live view? There it is. Good. My pleasure. You know, I do this for myself, so to have traders that can use some assistance, sit around and do it with me, you know, I think it's cool. Web 3.0, we all need to help each other get through this crazy world. This is my way of helping. 6. You get into the mid-40s, you might have something to look at. Mid-60s. Look at Fort Myers, there's boats all over the place. Terrible. Gone. Everyone from Florida, I hope you're safe, healthy, happy. You know, I live back east with literally tons and tons of hurricanes, so I get it. I lived there most of my life. The only advice I could give you is move to Vegas. We don't have any. No hurricanes, no storms, no anything. It's beautiful here. Why do you live where there's hurricanes? That's my only advice. So now that you got me on that, because usually I have other people work, I have other people build stuff, and then I kind of use it once they build it. So I didn't actually build out that channel 15, 17 years ago. I had someone build it out for me. I'm going to go mess with all those channel settings because I bet you there's more where I can make this live stream better. Alright, another hour or two and this day session's closed. So for you people who are not part of my chat room but are seeing this on social network, you know what happens at 5 p.m. Eastern? Market closes. And then guess what? At 6 it reopens, 1 hour. So in that hour, you've got to go home, see the kids, measure them if you need to with a yardstick, see how much they've grown because we don't get to see them a lot. You have to go home, see the kids, say hello to the wife or husband, have dinner, watch some TV, digest, sleep, get up, shower, and get back to work. 1 hour. That's all you get. So make sure you live that hour well. You got to be back here at 6 to continue on. So is the hurricane finished in Florida? Did it pass? Does anybody know for sure? I'm seeing scenery on TV to my right, but I don't know if it's over or old scenery. Nothing for us to look at the moment. When did I get this message? Nathan, thank you. Yes. I don't know how to interact so much with the YouTube, but if you come to my live trading room, I can interact with you there. Hey, buddy, when did you send me that message? That you were short than Russell and needed to go to the doctor? That was yesterday? It just popped up on my phone. I was like, oh, I better call him. I didn't know you were short. That was for yesterday, huh? Well, there's nothing I could do to help you yesterday. I was just bad. I was just bad yesterday. Yeah, me too. I think, what was the top? 31? I had mine at 27. Oh, congratulations, you did worse than I did. And then it dropped, I know. It happened twice this week. You know, I was expecting profit number two, but I looked at it and went, wait a minute, this is 30 points. I mean, that's not a profit level that you don't take. It's 30 points. So I figured, let's just take it. It goes against. Yeah, it happens to me too. It's part of this game. You go, all right, so we hit profit level number one. Let's wait for number two. Next thing you know, you stopped. And you go, well, I was up 2,500. Now I'm down 5 grand. What happened? Yeah, so far so good. Now I have to get it. I have to make it look more mature, more professional. But at least it's up and running as of last night. Today I'm testing it a little bit. So exciting stuff with Techno. On October 7th, we're gonna have a big NFT conference where we're gonna present, and we're gonna Natalie do some music and present her as a new artist, and we're gonna break ground with TSM. Thank you, Neil. Appreciate that. But hey, this is all public stuff. We want you guys to show up at this NFT conference. So yeah, hopefully there'll be a lot of people there. Yeah, we'll see what happens. She's also she's tried out and been accepted, but we don't know if she'll be chosen on the final night. But she made that choir. Oh, good. I didn't. No, I did. Okay, cool. It's almost when I went and listened because it's a whole chorus and they're literally a choir. I meant to say, and they're doing like bits of words. It almost can sound haunted. I was like, whoa, this is almost like devil music. Oh, so you see what I'm talking about? It's a little freakish. Yeah. Not a chance. I decided I would donate more than that. Why get out at 14 when I can get out at 27? Yes, yesterday I decided to donate. My bad. Not today. Got it back today. All right, man. You be cool. You call me if you need me. Thanks, bud. Bye. Sabo from the trading room. He was just typing to me. I thought I'd call him. So I got a message from him about a trade that we were in yesterday. I don't know why it didn't show up yesterday. This is what was in that text. Oh, get out of town. Are these guys flying through the storm? Come on now. This real footage or are they kidding around? Ah! Unless I have proof, I'm calling BS on this. This is not a flight net storm yesterday. This is just some recording that they have. I'm calling BS on that one. Is it real? I'm not saying it's fake, but my first intuition is, those guys weren't flying through the storm. That's just footage of something else. But it could be real. Interesting rally. should brought us 55-ish. 36.55. So what is it? 317 got to 36.40. You are 21 points off the low and 90 points off the high. You know what I mean? You don't want to sell it right there. There's a little more gusto in it first. If you're gonna be brave. Okay. Psycho. Flying through the eye of a storm. $42. Gotta be patient. All right, so I don't know that I would put us in another trade. I mean, if we were scalping, this rally that's happening right now is absolutely going to get sold if it moves up more. But being that we don't scalp, we made points today. We're up big for the week. We only had one bad day. Why don't we just wait for tonight and do this again? But if it gets a stupid high, if this rally is to a stupidly high spot, we will have to do something. points of movement before you start hitting resistance. S&P should be anyway. All right. Where is this typing? Where is this actually going into the chat room? That's just weird. I don't know where this typing is going. All right, give me 2 minutes. doing their job. So is there any chance of us getting in later? Miracle, maybe. Can't see any way of getting in that trade. Sorry about that. That was Crypto Kelly, who's building an NFT to release Natalie's song in an NFT for our crypto conference on October 7th. Is anybody coming in for our crypto conference? Here in Vegas at the Westgate, we're doing a crypto conference where my new company, TSM, Technotainment Streaming Media, will be presenting, and Natalie, my little superstar, is going to do a 4-set mini concert on a stage October 7th, about 7:45 p.m. So if anyone wants to come out to Vegas for this NFT thing, please contact me. Let me know. I'll set you up. And you'll get to see my little superstar do her debut. When you going to come out, Wings? Where is this typing going? This is killing me. Something is not right. This typing is not going in the chat room. This is, listen. All right, let me see if I can type this in. It won't let me see what I'm typing. This and put the cameras back. How come I see 3 cameras? Oh, I see. I'm monitoring one. Next one. So here, look. This is streaming live right now on Twitter. It's on YouTube. Let me see. I think I got the YouTube up too somewhere. It's live on YouTube. It's going out everywhere. We'll see what happens.
What you're sitting here doing.
Me sitting here right now. You, what you're saying, everything. Pretty cool, right? So it's what kind of we've been trying to do for a long time, but the technology wasn't capable as it is today, so it's finally ready to go. Right, I'll see you. Yeah, I hear that, Wings. You know, this is more for the use of blockchain than it is crypto. Oh, this is just so weird the way everything's disappearing on me like this. Where's my stuff? Keeps going away and coming back. Alright, what happened this time? It's all gone, huh? Alright, the cameras are gone this time. I can't find them anymore. Where'd they go this time? Camera. There we go. So what are we, rallying into the close? Not rallying, but finishing that little rally. 2 minutes till the close. So this camera, I wonder if it needs to be more like this, or more like this. I'm gonna figure out where the camera needs to go. Notes for today. My to-do list. Natalie's to-do list. One minute. Stocks will close. We got a 33-point rally. 34-point rally off the close, into the close, off the lows, into the close. Alright. That's it. Stocks are closed. Nothing left but us crazy futures traders. Up to 61, 36.61, yes. 40-point rally off the close, off the low, into the close. A lot of movement for S&P in a few minutes. Alright, so I think I'm going to step off. We're not in any trades. We have an hour to relax a little and then start our analysis. And we'll see what's going to happen tonight. So I'll cut the stream off now, and when I come back to do my analysis, I'll turn the stream back on and we'll go from there. So thank you for tuning in. Basically, you'll find me here every day and night. We'll do this again tonight and tomorrow and the next day and the next night. And This is what we do. All right, thank you. See you cats in a little while. All right. So this is all still experimental, guys. End stream. I still have to figure out how to end the stream. All right. I don't see any button there for it. Maybe I got to click the mouse over here. My pleasure. So I'm assuming if I go over here and I click